Insurance agents, listen up. You probably have heard that activity fixes everything, and being efficient with your time is extremely important. But the problem is, many of you have no idea what that means. You don't know what kind of activity you should be putting in, and you feel like you're working really hard but getting nowhere. If this is you, or you have agents you know like that, I've got a tool for you that I want you to check out. So here it is. Hi, Corey Bell here with Lead2Client CRM, coming to you with another tool to help you really get a deep dive into your business and make sure that you are getting the most out of this amazing opportunity. So what we're looking at today is an efficiency calculator. This is basically a way for you to measure how much work am I actually getting done compared to the work that I'm actually sitting there. So a lot of people I find will actually spend 8 hours a day at their computer working, but when they really look at their stats, they actually only accomplished about an hour or two of work. Not really uncommon, but it's great to have this insight. So let's look and see how this is used. With anything we release, of course, you always need to start off right here with making a copy of it. The way you would do that is click File, make a copy right here. So if you're watching this and you haven't made a copy, go ahead and click that. The next thing that you are going to want to do is just understand that anything in orange, we actually have formulas baked into this. And so you don't want to mess with anything that's orange. You can edit the stuff in yellow all day long. It's not going to break anything. So the first thing we have is wait. So basically the way the system works is we look at objectively, how long would it take you to make a dial? Even if you triple dial, probably 1 minute gets it done. If you have a contact, add 9 additional minutes on average. So your average call length that doesn't result in a presentation, maybe you talk to them for a minute and they hang up. Maybe you get 15 minutes in. I don't know. But an average of 10 minutes I have found works really, really well. Add an additional 20 minutes if you're going to do a presentation. So the presentation, basically the total cumulative for that would be the 30-minute mark, and then another 30 minutes on top of that if you're making a sale. So that's the time to do the application and whatnot. Of course, some sales you'll get done in 40, some sales might take you 70, but we'll say an average of 60 total. So this is the total of all of these times. If I were to make a change and said, well, I actually spend 30 minutes here, you'll see that changes to 70, and it will mess with all these other numbers too. So I'd advise you to at least start here 1, 9, 20, 30. Works really well. We have a quick check over here. This is just to check a day if you're working for the day. So you might have something like, well, I was at my desk for 8 hours and I made 115 dials and I talked to 15 people and I did 4 presentations and I got 1 sale. You can see you were 75% efficient. This basically takes all of these here and adds the time up and divides it by 60 minutes and kind of does all this. And then you can see the actual time that you worked was 6 hours. So 6 hours of work here compared to the 8, which means you were actually 75% efficient. So you can do a quick check there. Now, the real strength in this is if you come down here to the weekly tracker and put in your weekly stats. So we're currently on week 13. If I were to come in here and I said my stated hours, in other words, the hours that I was sitting at my desk, and I have a lot of agents that will actually use their phone. They'll set a timer, they'll clock in, so they know like, hey, these are the hours I was actually working. I'm air quoting that because a lot of times we sit there and we don't work, right? So if I say I was there for 7 hours, sorry, that's for a day. Let's do 34 hours I was working, right? And in the week, I had 425 dials and I had 38 contacts, which is pretty average. Say we did 12 presentations, also average, and we sold 5 policies. I was actually only 56% efficient. I only really got in 19 hours of work. Maybe I had some good commissions though. I did $4,512.23. So this was what my first year commissions were. This here, hold on a second. Okay, this here shows you that you are making based on your stated hours right here. Your stated, we're using 34 hours. You made $4,512.23. You're actually making $132.71 per hour as you're working. So that's pretty killer based on the stated number, right? Let's say you look at this and the next week you're like, man, my efficiency was bad. I want to get that up. I want to set a target to try and get at least a 70%. So you put in 36 hours, you get you those dials up 585 because you dialed more, you talked to more people. So you have let's say 45 people you talked to, because you talked to more people, maybe you did a few extra presentations. So we did 15. Because you did more presentations, you probably sold more policies. So let's say we got 7. Well, now you can see, okay, we're up there, 69.44%. So we made a good improvement. This is a good way to measure your growth and your focus and your attentiveness to income producing activities. So our first year commissions at that point, let's say we hit $5,748.25. And you can see, boom, our stated hours of work actually gone up, right? Gone up a little bit. Now, if you come over to your dashboard, you're going to track this data, week in, week out over time. The dashboard right here is going to total your weekly stats. And so it shows a total of 70 hours stated that you worked, made 1,010 dials, 83 contacts, 27 presentations, 12 sales, total first year commissions at $10,260, 63.26% efficient. And we put in an actual of 44.28 hours of work. You can see over here, this is something that helps kind of keep you focused. So our stated, we are making about $14 an hour. This is the actual, is from the actual time that we worked. If we were really focused, okay, we would be making 22.81 dials per hour. We would be presenting 1.87, or we get 1.87 contacts per hour. We would be basically getting 0.27 sales every hour. So basically 1 every 4 hours, you would end up getting a sale based on your active numbers. And I believe the effective is active as well. Let's see. Now, the cool thing is $146.58 we're making based on the stated hours of work. If we were 100% efficient, you can see the cost of not being focused. You'd be making $231.70 an hour, right? Because, and the way this basically works is you could have done this 70 hours you sat at the desk in 44 hours. So it's taking us 44 instead of the 70 and saying, well, you should be making more per hour, right? So it's pretty amazing when you kind of look at this and are able to set goals. So again, just come in your weekly tracker, edit the yellow stuff, and you should be good to go. If you need access to more tools, we have some other ones, an activity tracker. But hopefully this is helping you. And again, Lead2Client CRM, always bringing you smart tools for smart agents. And until next time, happy CRM.